Why is Nike so subdued on posting anything or promoting much around like these big moments around Caitlin Clark?
Caitlin Clark is a superstar globally.
Nike seems to be continuing to fumble the bag when it comes to Caitlin.
She was silent for months. No complaints or public turmoil, just record-breaking performances in arenas that are completely sold out.
Nike, you guys don't dictate to us who the face of the league is. The consumer does that. The viewer does that. And the viewers and the consumers are telling you that Caitlin Clark is the face of this league.
However, now everything is exploding. Rumblings from Caitlin Clark's camp only moments ago validate what supporters have been yelling for weeks. She may be leaving Nike permanently. Clark changed the course of history and brought women's basketball to the attention of the world.
Caitlin Clark is on their roster so that she's not competing against them. And a lot of people are saying, oh, this is why Nike are failing. And I don't think it's necessarily a Caitlin Clark versus A'ja Wilson thing. But it does seem like it's very clear Nike have decided that they can only promote one person at a time, and that A'ja Wilson.
Nike remained mute. No huge campaigns, no iconic sneaker, and no true celebration. Instead, the brand put all of its weight into AA, Wilson dazzling advertisements, Caitlin Crickett's full-on launch of bright merchandise.
Nike is a big company. Why is it that you can't endorse Caitlin Clark and A'ja Wilson at the same damn time? See, I know why y'all don't want to, because it will be ridiculous and embarrassing.
Clark's next move could be even louder than the outrageous disrespect. If what we're hearing is accurate, Nike is about to lose the largest celebrity in sports history, and they deserve it.
She's my role model. I really look up to her.
Why do you like Caitlin?
And she's so good at basketball.
Caitlin Clark didn't have to make a public appearance. Her quiet was sufficient. Nike kept silent while she was out dominating the collegiate game, shattering attendance records, boosting the WNBA in her first preseason appearance, and making women's basketball a must-watch event.
WNBA fans point out Caitlin Clark's supposed lack of attention from Nike. Ain't no supposed to it. A lot of people noticed exactly what I did. How in the world, as it sets at 12:08 p.m. Central Time, has Nike, and at Nike Basketball, have they not posted a fudging thing? I almost just F-U-C-K'd it right here. Thing about anything that happened during that game yesterday.
The player who has emerged as the face of a new era in sports has not received any publicity, a signature deal, or any outward investment, and now things are unraveling behind the scenes.
There was a commercial that they showed, and they had somebody calling out, hyping up all the players, and there's like 10 players on the t-shirt, and they talked about 9 of them in the commercial and just ignored Caitlin.
Nike is no longer the obvious front runner, according to recent insider claims that Clark's staff has been in talks with other large companies. This is a matter of respect, not money.
Nike seems to be continuing to fumble the bag when it comes to Caitlin. She still doesn't have a signature shoe. The merch is very limited that they put out for Caitlin Clark, and a lot of fans are wondering why. People want to buy Caitlin Clark things, and they especially want to buy Caitlin Clark Nike things.
As Clark was setting records and packing arenas, A'ja Wilson was the exclusive focus of Nike's marketing campaign. There was a loud rollout, custom shoes, luxury advertising, and billboards. AA received the attention, the marketing push, and the signature status.
Nike is tripping. The way they disrespect Caitlin Clark is a humble person, bro. She's very likable and she's very humble.
Despite doing the one thing every brand aspires to do, attracting the attention of the entire country and becoming noticed by fans, Caitlin was left waiting. Following the release of Wilson's shoe line by Nike, social media exploded.
She hits her signature logo 3 from 36 feet. Yes, I said it. 36 feet. She was actually behind her signature logo that was on the court. Her jersey is in the rafters at that arena, and they also have a spot on the floor where she broke the NCAA scoring record. It's a 22 on the court, and that was one of her signature logo 3.
Not because of the poor quality of the product, but rather because of the absentee comments we're pouring in. Where's the deal with Caitlin? How do you make sense of ignoring the biggest name in basketball right now? now. Additionally, the criticism was data rather than just noise.
Now, one of her lead sponsors that was noticeably quiet yesterday was Nike. And a lot of people were tweeting about this. They were wondering, why isn't Nike and Nike basketball, why are none of their accounts saying anything about this?
Every viral highlight increased demand for Clark-related products, according to marketers monitoring online activity, but Nike continued to hold back. According to reports, Clark's team started posing challenging questions behind closed doors. Why the delay? Why the quiet?
Caitlin Clark is just different from everyone else.
It's crazy how one player can implement a change so massive, and that is Caitlin Clark.
The Indiana Fever are where they are because of Caitlin Clark. The WNBA is where it is because of Caitlin Clark. The Iowa situation is what it is because of Caitlin Clark.
The most talked about rookie in WNBA history is being treated like a second-tier asset. The reasons for this have never been revealed, and the consequences are now being felt. Industry insider rumors indicate that Clark's camp is looking into other options.
Is it so hard to just put out a social media post promoting your star player? Globally, one of the faces of not only women's basketball, but of basketball as a whole.
With companies like Under Armour and Adidas demonstrating a keen interest, the kind of enthusiasm that accompanies full-scale dedication to a signature shoe brand, where Nike controls all creative freedom.
And for Nike to be trying to push her and put Caitlin Clark to the side is disrespectful, bruh. Caitlin Clark is a superstar globally. Asia Wilson is a star. She's a star in the league, but she's not a superstar. A superstar is known globally.
Even more annoying is the fact that this could have been a historic occasion, since Serena, Caitlin Clark might have been Nike's biggest women's basketball launch, but instead she may be leaving, silently but effectively.
Asia Wilson should get all her credit, bruh. She should get her just due. Championship in high school, I believe. Championships in college. Championship in the pros. Defensive player of the year. Rookie of the year. MVPs. That woman should get all her credit.
And because the athlete becomes the moment without a brand when they miss it. Not merely Nike's error is the most startling aspect of this whole scenario. Instead, it's who they decided to put first. Wilson, a two-time MVP and a ferocious competitor, is unquestionably one of the WNBA's best players.
It was a Wilson on top. Can't take first spot.
That commercial right there, straight fire. That commercial right there, that's an Asia Wilson commercial. Y'all trying to pander to the black community.
However, her latest lavish ads, audacious public acclaim, and extensive Nike sponsorship felt like more than a mere celebration of her brand's rise. It seems like a conscious turn away from Caitlin Clark, even if Clark is currently the most popular name in sports.
This is where everything went wrong. Nike and Steph had a meeting to discuss the deal, and in the meeting, one of the representatives of Nike kept calling Steph Stephon. It doesn't stop there. They were presenting him a PowerPoint presentation, and they left Kevin Durant's name on the PowerPoint and didn't even change it. They gave him the same one as KD. After that, Steph immediately declined and went with Under Armour. Last year, he signed a 10-year, $1 billion contract with his own brand called Curry Brand underneath Under Armour. Do have to say though, a Nike Steph Curry basketball shoe probably would have went.
Fans are also wondering why. The timing couldn't be worse for Nike. LeBron's NBA preseason opener drew fewer viewers than Caitlin's first WNBA game.
The Fever Brazil game was quite a spectacle. Caitlin Clark launching her 36-foot bomb from her logo. So ESPN posted this today. LeBron and Clark. The Brazil Fever game came in at 1.3 million.
Her run in the collegiate tournament set new ratings records. Her jersey is selling out more quickly than it can be supplied.
Actually sold out within the hour when it was announced, and people were lining up for over 3 hours before the game just to get into this arena. So to say that this game was highly anticipated and was hyped up would be an understatement. In their jerseys after the game, they were taking photos with her and the rest of the Indiana Fever, making TikToks on the floor, shooting from her signature logo spot.
While Nike spends millions on another person's campaign, she watches from the sidelines despite having the audience, the statistics, and the impact. Sources claim that Clark did not make this decision lightly. According to reports, her team waited patiently, anticipating Nike would step up to the plate. However, when the weeks stretched into months, they witnessed nothing except quiet. Not a term, not a launch, not a commercial.
This is the cue more than 2 hours before the game. Not even, if not, probably 4 figures amount of people are waiting outside already 2 hours before for everything to open up?
There were
$50.
14,998 people in attendance for this game, and the average reported ticket price was $650. Now, if you do the math here and you do 15,000 people times $650, that is almost $9.75 million just for a WNBA preseason game.
The last straw then appeared. The dazzling debut of A.A. Wilson's signature line by Nike. At the same moment that Clark's media visibility peaked, the switch was flipped.
I was Caitlin Clark. I would call my agent and I would have them get in touch with some lawyers, and I will be trying to get out of that Nike deal as fast as I can because they've been
The value of Caitlin is not speculative. It can be measured. She is increasing WNBA attendance. She is attracting new followers, men, women, and children from previously uninterested markets. She appears on highlight reels every night where NBA players yell her out and repost her videos. Curry, Steph Durant, Kevin Luka Doncic has received accolades from everyone. What would prevent Knight from capitalizing? According to some insiders, it's political. Others claim that the reluctance to grant a rookie excessive authority is an internal brand strategy.
Caitlin Clark breaking the record at $440 per average ticket to get into this game. That record was rebroken and increased to $670 per ticket. Couldn't help myself. Haters, read it and weep.
However, Caitlin is rewriting the entire traditional script since she isn't simply another athlete waiting in line. She is in line, the one generating interest, engagement, and revenue.
This is just a really high quality team, I think, and I look forward to seeing the rest, as it looks like they just scored their 100th point of the game against Brazil. I do not believe the Chicago Sky did as well against Brazil as Indiana is right now.
It was an unbelievable game to watch on television. It looked great. The crowd was into it. It was fired up. Social media was fired up during the game.
Nike totally overestimated Clark if their risk was that she would wait around. Since the current situation is a change in power rather than merely a negotiation, Clark is the brand and doesn't require Nike. Additionally, whomever signs her next will receive a movement in addition to a player. Whether Caitlin Clark merits a landmark deal is no longer up for debate. It concerns how severely Nike miscalculated the situation. Clark's fan base erupted in annoyance as the brand intensified. Its ad rollout for A'ja Wilson. Fans have arrived in droves from Iowa to Indiana. Record-breaking attendance, sold-out arenas, and merchandise that causes websites to crash in a matter of minutes. When a player reaches that level of influence, she doesn't wait for endorsement. Deals. Instead, she selects them. She's not just moving units, she's shifting the culture.
This is what the drawing power of a real star looks like.
Caitlin Clark's presence on the court is undeniable.
It's because her games are an actual event.
She's my role model. I really look up.
Adidas is reportedly putting together a presentation for a women's basketball player that is unlike anything we've ever seen. According to reports, Under Armour is considering a creative brand collaboration strategy centered around Clark's persona. And since every company now recognizes the same thing, even Puma, which is known for using disruptive athletes, is reportedly keeping a careful eye on things. The next person to sign Caitlin Clark will not only acquire a basketball star, but also the most influential voice in women's sports. Additionally, Caitlin has not commented on the drama on Twitter. No digs, no interviews.
Caitlin Clark has the charisma, she has the personality, and she has the star power, and she has the statistics and the actual on-court talent to back everything up.
Training, dominating, and letting the numbers speak, just like normal press releases, are not as loud as that stillness. It's the quiet of someone who is confident in herself and doesn't require approval. She already has a following. She has the numbers already. She is now forcing the industry to come to her. If Nike believes that this storm will pass, they are not paying attention. The business is changing, and at its core is a player who transformed uncertainty into supremacy and is currently upending the balance of power in a whole billion-dollar sector.
She was just at the Met Gala. There were so many WNBA players at the Met Gala. Like, how many times have WNBA players like even attended the Met Gala? I mean, Angel Reese was there, Sabrina Ionescu was there, Brianna Stewart was there.
That some of her sponsors would want to show her support on social media, do any sort of marketing to uplift her and uplift their brand. And one who did do that was Gatorade. They tweeted a photo of her and they said, "Real home court advantage. Welcome back to Iowa, Caitlin Clark."
Caitlin Clark is the brand that everyone is pursuing, and she isn't waiting for anyone's logo to validate her. Nike missed their chance to support the most successful women's basketball player in history while investing heavily in others, allowing Caitlin Clark to create an empire without them. One thing is now very evident as supporters support her and brands align with her. Nike is not necessary for Clark to succeed. She is already at the top, and if she permanently leaves, it will be more than just a change of brand. It will be the most significant endorsement error in the history of contemporary sports. The entire world is watching as Caitlin Clark owns her heritage and stops chasing it. This team is going to set a ton of records this year, everything from attendance to viewership to merchandise sales. This was a WNBA preseason game, and Caitlin Clark's skill is incredible. Every time Caitlin Clark steps onto the court, she may be unique among WNBA players as well as other basketball players. You want someone who is popular and who can build relationships without being loyal to particular groupings. Do you believe, Susubra? Subird, in my opinion, is unquestionably going to be a UConn, and there will be some UConnism in there as well. They will likely always receive some love on this, and UConn produces a lot of excellent players, but what?
This team is going to break so many records this year. Attendance, viewership, merch sales, all of the things.
This was a preseason WNBA game. It is unbelievable what it is Caitlin Clark does.
Whenever Caitlin Clark takes the floor, that maybe is different not only from any player in the WNBA, but from any player in basketball.
You want somebody that is very well liked. You want somebody that can cross bridges, that really won't be loyal to specific alliances. Now, whether you think, Subird, I feel like Subird is, definitely going to be a, there will be some UConnism in there. Like, they're always going to probably get a little bit of love on this, and UConn produces plenty of great players, but this thing is UConn now, kind of.